Hello and welcome to A Cup of Conversation on BRT2 TV. I'm your host John Guzzi, and this week in the programme I have a very interesting lady. Her name is Jenel Formosa, but she's also known as Medium Jenel, and she is a colleague of mine, shall I say, or somebody who works in the same industry as me. She is on television, on a Turkish language television channel, a private channel here in the TRNC. She has her own programme. She has a chat show. We'll talk about more about her life on the TV. But let me introduce to you the lovely Jenel Formosa on today's programme. So Jenel, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Very unusual how we met. Now, you were here as a guest on Turkish radio back in February.
Yeah.
And I was actually away on the February break with my son and my family, with my wife. I wasn't actually here at BRT. But during that break, you sent me a friend request and I accepted.
Yeah.
And then when I returned after the break, one of my colleagues at BRT, Nevra, said to me, oh, I met this lady. She came to BRT and I introduced her to other friends, and she is a really lovely lady. I've got her number. You must phone Jenel. She is great. She's got great English. She's Turkish Cypriot like us from the UK.
Yeah.
And that's how we met, and I phoned you up, and here you are today.
And I actually reminded me, years ago, we actually spoke, but you didn't remember.
I didn't remember. Yes, on the phone, you said to me that you'd met me before, or we'd spoken before.
We'd spoken before, yeah.
And that was how many years ago? Can you remember now? Roughly
about between 12 to 15 years ago. It was about that. I think about 14, something like that, in between.
And you said to me, we were conversing about, you know, the news here at BRTK and how you'd maybe like to read news. You got very good English, and I offered you a job apparently, didn't I?
You did back then, you did, but because I was still in England, I was there, I couldn't. Yeah, I wasn't here. So,
yeah. You could take up the offer of the job.
As soon as you come, and you actually wrote to me as well about 4 times, and you said, I want you because I sent you a really humorous letter and you liked it. So you called me quite a few times to come.
Okay, so before we talk about your life in general, about your profession, because it's a very, very interesting story that you have, let's go back to the beginning. Now, you're Turkish Cypriot like me, born in London, yes?
Yeah, I was born in England, brought up in England, came over here when I was 35.
And how many years ago was that? Revealing your age now.
13 years.
13 years ago.
I'm nearly 48.
Well, we're nearly the same age then. I'm just a year younger than you. Now, where are your parents from in the TRNC? Where were they from?
Father's side, Ergazi. Connected to someone very in the government. Yes. That side of the people. Mum, Larnaca, which would be Skella now.
It's Skella, yes. Yeah. So your parents were in England, you were born there, and so you had all your education in the UK. Yes. I mean, when you came back as an adult, you'd also probably worked in the UK. And I know that you actually worked in the Metropolitan Police Force.
I did. I was a chief inspector.
Wow. Yes. Amazing.
In the drug squad, basically.
So when you were growing up, I know that you are a medium, and you have special abilities.
I do.
Aside from that, when you were growing up, when you were at school, did you leave school and go into the police force, or did you do other jobs in between?
No, I actually went into PRS, which was the copyright side of the music business. I started off there, but I trained, I did as a criminology, psychology, and then I went into the link. You know, you have to apply to get into the police force. Yes. So you had to go through that system paperwork. So until I got into it, I was in the music side of things. Very interesting. So you have a musical background. Maybe that's why you were listening to the radio and you made comments about the news and everything. It was a little bit earlier on, all my songs. Yeah, yes. You got very good taste in music, by the way. I like your taste in music. Now, Jenel, you were in the Metropolitan Police Force. Yeah. And did you use your abilities? Of course. Right. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone onto the fast track system otherwise. Okay, so your ability is, how would you describe, you say medium, but what would you say your talent or what are you gifted as? Basically, I have psychic abilities. Medium, I can see spirits. I can focus in on somebody's body if there's problem area in the body. I can sense things. I can not just look by looking. I can also on my own TV program when it's live, people are ringing in, so I'm not actually seeing somebody. They're ringing in on the phone. So I'm focusing in on their voice, on their sound. And then I can focus onto the energies of that person, and I can pick up aspects of their body. And what's about to happen, what they're doing, where they're going wrong, or what's something good, something bad. That aspect. So that kind of thing.
But is that via their voice or the energy that you're receiving via the phone call?
As soon as I hear a voice, I can just pick up, I can see images.
Like for instance, even though we'd conversed many years ago, we never actually met, had we, face to face? Okay, then I phoned you up and you remembered me and you reminded me, and then you said to me on the phone, well, I can sense that, you're not drinking enough water.
Yeah, because once you were talking to me, obviously you was talking, but then I started going into medium mode, and I can sense things in your body, and I said to you, your kidneys are really working slow. There's a lot of heaviness around there. You need to be drinking a lot more water, but in doing so, you're not drinking a lot. There's a lot of acid in your stomach, but it's not. There's a problem with the stomach. It's because you're not drinking enough.
Right. So if I drink more water,
the acid will go.
The acid will go, and my kidneys will work better.
Yeah. There's not a problem with the kidneys. It's just what you're drinking is not enough at the moment.
So whilst you're on the phone to me and you're getting this feeling, where the problems are, do you also envisage what I look like, or can you see me as I am, or do you get a blurred?
No, a blurred, if you're white, if you're dark, if you're,
short, tall.
Certain aspects, it might be, I might just see your eyes. It's just those kind of things. I can, if someone's coming to me for a tarot reading, and there's a problem, or they're asking me about a certain thing, I can pick up, if I'm going to describe the person that they're talking to me about, because obviously, example, you know the person that I'm talking about. For me, I've never seen that person, so I have to pick out certain bits of that person that jumps out at me. For example, you've got a beauty spot on the side of your cheek. So if I'm describing you to somebody, I have to pick out certain bits where they can focus on and say, yes, it's this person. You might have a dimple. Or green eyes. Some aspect. If I've given an overall picture, you can say, oh yeah, he's just light skinned or he's dark skinned. That's not enough. I have to pick up certain bits
characteristic.
To describe that to them.
So with that thought, when you were in the Metropolitan Police, did you then, let's say there was a crime and you're looking for a murderer, were you ever on murdering, cases?
Under the Data Protection Act, certain aspects I can't talk about.
Okay then, so let's but could you, for instance, if they were looking for a suspect of something, could you then say that person has a mole, a dimple? I
can pick out things.
A goatee.
And also by touching something.
Really?
Obviously going onto a crime scene by touching something, I see images.
Wow.
So I can pick up images from that.
But I believe you were saying on my colleague Denise's radio program that you were working, I think, more on the drugs squad side.
That's what I liked. And it's not just what I did. But
that was the majority of the work.
If you are going to certain subjects, here's what pulls your interest. Because the drug side of things, you come into contact with lots of people. Burglaries, just certain types of people. Drugs. You think people you wouldn't think are into it. Are into it. So it's all different types of aspects.
There's no one, type of person who's into drugs. It could be anyone. You wouldn't realise that they were. Very, very interesting. So going back now, there you are, a young child growing up in the UK with your Turkish family. You were born with this gift. It's not something that you can train and learn, although maybe you can channel it better as you grow up.
Some people ring me up. Oh, I want to get into it. I want to do it. But it's for me. Mine is from birth. It's not something that you can learn. You either got the ability or you haven't. People are saying, oh, I want to try and focus on that. Okay, you can focus, like Ouija board and things like that people are talking about. It's not just those kind of things. What I have is different. For me, it's natural. It's I can just tune in, just like that. But sometimes I laugh when people say to me, oh, I want to have a go at that. It's not something that I chose to do.
Yeah.
It's something I was born with. For me, it's normal.
It's like, saying that, oh, dancing, I'll have a go at dancing, or I'll have a go at, playing tennis.
Yeah.
It isn't something that you can learn that easily. It's something that you didn't choose yourself, it chose you, for
Like I was saying with Denise, like on the radio program, you have to learn to tune out sometimes, otherwise you'll go mad. Like, for example, you go into a restaurant, you want your own time. You don't want to tune into everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to learn to put a wall up, and obviously if I'm being nosy at that time and I do want to tune in, I'll do it. But sometimes you just want to, that's it, just put a line there.
Yep. So growing up with your family, did you also come up with things to your parents, to your family, and say, this is going to, could you predict something was going to happen?
All the time.
Really?
The time. At first they never used to take any notice of me, but example about a burglary, my parents bought a house and they were doing it up, and they used to leave a dog there because obviously there was tools and things like that there. And I said to them one day, they were going to take the dog away. I said to him, no, leave the dog there because the house is going to be burgled tonight. Oh, Jenel, will you shut up? It was like that kind of thing. No, leave the dog. They didn't leave the dog. The next day they came back, the house was burgled. But things like that was natural to me.
Yeah.
Like, for example, my cousin at the time as well, I said to him, don't go on the road at 10 o'clock because you're going to have a really bad car accident. He just looked at me as that. But it was a new car as well back then.
Oh no.
10 o'clock, dead on, accident, the car was a write-off. I mean, nothing happened to him, but
luckily,
the car was a write-off.
Oh my God.
And after that, they started taking notice.
Yeah, they should do, shouldn't they, really? When you got... So, I mean, for instance, could you say to your mum and dad, Mum, I think you've got a problem there, you're going to have I think you've got like a leg problem, or you're going to have backache, or do you not go into that sort of thing with your parents?
Not with
someone close
family,
to you?
I try not to.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have children as well. The girls have got some of the abilities, my son hasn't. I have 3 children, a boy and 2 girls. My son hasn't got it. The girls, they have got the ability, but they choose not to use it that much. The youngest one, a bit more so. But with them, it's like a wall. I find it difficult with them.
So you couldn't help your own family?
I can do it with them, but I find it difficult.
Yeah.
So I just choose not to. I just focus out of it.
Yeah.
But say they're friends or anything, I can tune in just straight away.
Oh, I bet you're a popular mum at parties.
Yeah,
bring your mum round, bring Jenel round. We want Jenel to be.
Yeah.
I mean, today, literally, I didn't even know you were going to come in early, but we made the appointment, didn't we, for the radio and TV, and then I heard, oh, by the way, Jenel's at BRT, and I said, what? It's a bit early, and we're here quite a few hours early, but you were called, and you were actually doing some readings for some of the guys here, some of the girls, should I say.
I've been here since 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, at the time, as we were recording this programme, it's 3 o'clock, so you've had a long day here, but I'm sure that happens to you all the time. As soon as people know that you're going to come somewhere, you probably get people inundating you, going, please look at me, or do readings, or what do you see?
Yeah, I get it all the time, but some places are not appropriate places.
Yeah.
Sometimes where you don't want to say, and but sometimes you want private time as well, where for me, this is my work. Work and private life is separate. So when I'm out, yes, if there's something small, then yeah, I will, but sometimes I feel, no, this is my work times, this is my private life. I don't like to mix the two together.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it doesn't stop otherwise.
It doesn't stop, but it probably is part of your whole life since you were born, and it's something that is natural to you, but for us it just sounds so different, so very weird, so very different. So as you're growing up, this is your ability, you were using it in your work in the police force, and then you decided, what brought you back to North Cyprus at the age of 35?
Well, my son was about 11, he was 11 going on 12, and it was either now or never.
Yeah.
I thought if he's going to be able to adapt to here, education system, learn to live here, their Turkish was non-existent.
Is he the eldest?
Yeah.
So he was 11 at the time, and your daughters?
The other one, she was 7.5, 8 years old, and then I had a 1.5-year-old.
Right.
It was at that time, but it was because of him, really, his age. He was either going to adapt, or if I waited until he was a proper teenager, he wouldn't have been able to adapt.
Yeah.
And then, I would have ruined his life, because he wouldn't have been able to, okay, you can go to an English school here, but at the end of the day, you're in Cyprus, you have to know Turkish.
Yeah.
You have to learn. You have to know to read and write Turkish.
Yes.
So
that was something
yes,
that
English it helps, but you have to. At the end of the day, they live in northern Cyprus, and it's like they have to know Turkish. So it was either a matter of now or never.
Whilst he graduated from primary, you're going on to secondary school probably at that point.
We kept him back a year.
Yeah.
Automatically, the system here told us to keep him back a year.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have any Turkish.
Right.
So we did that.
So that was good timing. Like you said, it was either now or never.
Or I would have had to wait until I was really old. And then if I came here when I was old, that means my children would have stayed in England, and I wouldn't have been able to see my children and like, only holidays and things like that.
But you always wanted, did you always want to come back to Cyprus? Was there a calling here for you?
It was because of what profession I was in. Being in the police force, you see a lot of things. And I really hardened up. I wasn't finding things hard. I really hardened up. Like, it wouldn't bother me if I see a dead body. It wouldn't bother me. Like, it's like blasé. You become blasé, but okay. Like, I wouldn't feel sorry for people anymore. So it was like, plus like daughters, their age, she was 8, but 7, 8, thinking, can I let her out? Because you see a lot more things.
Because you knew what was going on out there.
Like, I'm thinking, I want to take her to a place where I can be more relaxed. Where, obviously, wherever you go, there's going to be crime. Every country, there's something.
Yes.
But here, it was, you don't have to worry about them walking down the road at a certain time.
Yeah.
You know, okay, things are picking up here now, that side of things, but then it wasn't. And it's nothing like England.
Yeah. And of course, I mean, yes, there are, crime here is negligible when you compare it to the UK. Where are you living at the moment now? Where did you move to when you came to Cyprus? Are you based in Lefkoşa?
No, I'm based in Mousa, Gazi Mousa.
Are you in Mousa?
Yes.
Oh, right. So you're a garga, as they say, or a crow. They call the people in Gazi Mousa. That's an unusual area to come to, but very nice. Is that because your mum was from Iskele, and Iskele is, well, from Larnaca to Iskele?
Yeah.
So
it was, and plus, like I said, father side from
Egazi, so that side of the island.
Salamis way.
Yeah, very nice. And so you moved back, and did you retire from the Metropolitan Police?
I froze it. You can freeze it.
You can freeze it. Okay. When you came here, did you go into work, or did you just want to carry on raising your kids?
No. When I first came here, I went straight into the SBA in customs, like in the military base.
Yeah, which is also in that area.
Yeah. Because of my background in the Metropolitan Police, they took me in straight away. But it was covering somebody's maternal leave, so I went into that, which I didn't really stay into. Like I said, in England, you have a lot of races. All backgrounds. I never encountered racism until I came here.
Oh.
And I did encounter it. And I found it a bit difficult to swallow.
Yeah, very unusual.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a learning curve, and obviously you hadn't lived in this country for, a long period of time. Like myself, until I moved back here, I always was in the UK, so you don't know what it's like here, growing up here, or...
No, but there is that, obviously, people here as well, when you come back, as a Londoner, there is that stigma there.
Yeah.
And people, even though I speak Turkish, I have got an English accent when I speak Turkish.
Same here.
So they know straight away. I mean,
Londres. Yeah. You're a Londres.
Like on my TV program, sometimes, because my program's all in Turkish, so people know I've got an English accent. And when I first started, I used to hate to hear myself. I used to really hate it because I can hear it, and people used to laugh because some of the words I used to say a bit wrong.
Yeah.
And then after that, and my Turkish I was with my grandparents. It was like the old Turkish. Yeah, it had a bit of Greek in it, a bit of it was mixed.
Yeah.
But obviously the Turkish language here now is more from Turkey.
Yeah.
It's more.
Especially when you're on TV, you have to be a bit more, you have to be a bit more careful what words you use, and not using anything that's,
Yeah, I remember once I said that, I don't know why, because I never ever, I don't speak Greek, but some words I know is the same in the old Turkish. I said a certain word, and it was a Greek word, and the cameraman behind the camera, they were like, but it'd come out of my mouth. I don't know why it came out. I think it's the person that I was talking with was
Yeah.
the right, is a proper Cypriot, and it was like speaking like old-fashioned.
Yeah,
Cypriot.
so you...
And it just come out of my mouth, and it was like, you would have thought World War broke out. They were all like going to me, but it was live TV, so I couldn't take it back.
It's too late now. It's done.
Too late. No, they were looking at it. I got so told off.
So tell us about this program. How did you start working on Turkish television? I mean, were you offered a job, or did you approach them and say, "I would like to do a program like this"?
No, they came to me. They found out about me. It was a morning program first. It was with Duygu Yıldız. She used to do a program. She asked me to come on, and then I found myself doing it 5 days a week, which I found just too much.
Yeah.
And then she left, but. Like Sibel Tata basically called me and said, I want you, I still want you, because like people are ringing in and everyone's asking for you.
Yeah.
I said to her, but I don't know if I can do a program by myself. You know, I was used to doing it with somebody. I don't know if I could do it by myself. She goes to me, no, I want you, you can do it. She was so good, she really was. And she said to me, just try it. So I like doing it yourself, oh my God, can't I? Then after a while, it just comes naturally to you.
Yeah.
Plus, I've only ever done live TV, like not just like whereas if you do something wrong in that program pre-recorded, you can go back. So it just all of a sudden just became natural, and it's like, from there, and we changed the name of the program to Ben Ol Saydam if it was me.
Yeah.
And then the program has been going strong ever since.
And it's live every Saturday, you said?
Every Saturday morning at 10:20.
At 10:20. And what happens? It's a phone in and people ask you questions about things?
They ring in and ask me what do I feel is going to happen? Can I help them in their life? Is this going to happen or is that going to happen? Or they're having problems within the health-wise. What do I see? I tell them, I focus on them and speak to them about it. Or people on Messenger that write to me. But when it's that, I have to have a name and date of birth to focus onto that. But on live TV, it's by sound. But it's not just that. It's not just, I talk about herbs and things like that, natural remedies, what can help. Obviously, alternative medicine, you always go to a doctor. You know, I never say don't, but things that, as well, a lot of people think they have to go and buy really expensive things all the time. So go to local markets, what you can find really easy, which will really help you in certain aspects if you've got health problems. You know, you don't have to go really expensive creams, really expensive herbs, you know. Look what's locally around you and things like that.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. I'm sure that your program is popular because in our culture, it's actually very, very rife out there. Everyone wants to dabble in a bit of, you know, fortune telling, medium.
Yeah, coffee cups.
Yeah, coffee cups. Or tell me what's going to happen. I mean, they say, you know, don't believe, you know, don't believe in the fortune telling, but also don't be without it.
Yeah.
Today, I mean, I don't give out too many details. I don't want to, you know, go into too much detail about this. But how do you? With me, you saw it on the phone. Today you were chatting with some of my colleagues and you were doing a session.
Yeah.
How does it work? I mean, you don't have them drink a coffee cup and look at the coffee cup, do you? You actually...
Today I was looking at tarot cards.
Tarot cards?
Yeah.
Oh, so you bring your tarot cards with you?
For me, that's just some go-between.
Yeah.
Like with coffee cup, you can see what's about to happen, like a reading, like a teacup. But for me, it's not just coffee. I can pick out from your water that you drank as well.
Yeah.
I can pick up from that as well by just touching the water. I can sense into you.
Wow.
But with tarot cards, if they want to ask you a question, if they want to ask about certain aspects of their life or what's about to happen, tarot cards you can use as a go-between. Also in psychology as well. Psychology things like people having problems. By using tarot cards, it helps them.
One thing that I was told about really good people who read good coffee cups, it isn't actually looking and seeing those shapes and saying, oh, a piece of paper, oh, I see a duck, I see a bird.
They don't have to turn it over with me.
In fact,
they
what
can
it
just
is...
give me the cup and I hold it.
But what it is, you actually know everything, but this is just something that helps you... It makes them feel good because it's like as if you're seeing it from there, but actually you're not seeing it from there, are you? You're feeling it from them.
People want to see something.
Yeah.
Like I said, before the Yasa, it became here, you know, mediums, astrology here in northern side. It's illegal. In Turkey, it's not.
Right.
But before that, I used to do all the tarot cards on the television, but because people wanted to see something, use it as a go-between.
Yeah.
You just sit there, it's more difficult. But for me, just like touching something, that's it. I can feel it. I can see
Because
it.
it's quite scary, isn't it, for you to be able to say things to me, and then but without having anything to go on.
Yeah.
So really, I mean, like you say, that's like a go-between, or the tarot cards are there to make the other person feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
But really, you have that within you.
I don't need it.
You don't need it.
I don't need it.
You can say the same things without really having the cards.
But it just makes them feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
Also, you've got to think of the person what's sitting in front of you. They've come to you for help or some guidance. You have to look at that person's psychology. Can they take everything that you're telling them? Some things maybe you need to keep back. Because if you're going to send that person away with thinking they're just constantly worrying about something because of what you've told them, you've got to be careful of certain aspects. Like I said to Denise, like death, I don't like telling them when I see that, because that person's just going to worry about it.
It is a very dark subject, that side of the coin, but for instance, would you ever say to somebody, like that cousin of yours that you said had a car, and you said don't go out at 10 o'clock. Could you, if it was a really bad accident and he could have died, would you have said, please just don't drive?
Yeah.
Don't ask me why, but don't drive that car tonight. But could you have maybe have seen that he might have died in that accident?
Yeah, I could have seen it, but because I was a young age, I couldn't do anything to prevent it. But now I can. Certain things I can prevent.
When you say prevent it, can you stop that happening then? Or would you stop him to drive? Stop him driving?
Driving it, not to stop.
Take away the keys.
Yeah,
you are not getting in that car.
At a young age, you can't, because you haven't got that self-confidence. Like for someone older than you, no, you're not going to do this. No, I can make myself heard now. I can show things. Also, if I touch someone, I can send certain things to that person to feel something.
That is very, very unusual and very,
I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
But I can.
But you can.
Yeah.
So when you
get scared very quickly.
Yeah.
So it's not, because you're not used to it. To you, it's not natural.
We want it, but we're not used to it. That's
Like when I look at somebody's body first, and I say to them, I'm going to touch certain aspects, certain parts of your body.
Yeah.
I said to me, if you feel something, sometimes it might be like a little jolt of pins and needles.
Yeah.
Like that. I say to them, don't jerk away from me quickly, because they get scared and they jerk away like that. I said, don't do that.
So let's say somebody you met for the first time, they shake your hand. Can they get a feeling and they,
No, I don't. I don't.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Only if I want to be horrible to someone.
Someone you don't like. So. The amazing thing is, Jenel, that you can feel things, you can see things. You're mentioning to my colleagues, not just to Denise, but to Fatosh, to other people. When you came the first time, you went into Fatosh's transmission. You said, "Oh, I can see you have a guardian angel. It was a woman. She has bright blue eyes."
Connection or his blood connection.
You said it was blood connection, and Fatosh said actually that it was her grandmother who she's named after. Right. And then you said to Denise, she saw a man, again a blood connection, certain age, like this, did that.
Like with him, I saw his eyes, and really focused, like really nice eyes.
Are a person's eyes the first thing that you notice?
No.
Not really?
No.
Like, would you, like, can you judge a character and say, oh, looking at him or her, I don't get a good vibe, or I get or I'm very attracted or something?
Yeah.
You can get that?
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the first thing you notice about somebody.
No, it's not the eyes, no. But if I want to focus on someone, if I want to know something, I do focus on the eyes.
Yeah.
To me, it's just like a pathway.
Yeah. So does everyone have somebody around them?
No.
Not necessarily?
No. That's, if somebody says that, that's just lying. Not everybody has it around them.
Yeah. So not necessarily. You don't say, "Oh, I can see so and so there and so and so there, and you've got that person there," or
no.
But somebody. But if there is somebody and you see it, you will tell them.
I will tell them if I'm in conversation with that person.
Yeah.
If it's somebody who's just near me, I won't turn around and just start telling them.
Yeah.
No, I won't do that.
But
it's like, but say I'm in conversation with you and I'm sensing someone, then I will tell you.
Yeah.
But also on that person's character.
Yeah.
Some people think, if they're thinking, oh, she's mad, then I just stand back.
You just stand back. I mean, for instance, like I said to you before, I'm not skeptic.
No.
It's not something that I know a lot about. I can't say, well, I don't believe you, because what do I believe or not believe?
Yeah.
And that's something that's a very, a question mark in the air. But I'm not necessarily somebody that goes into these type of things. Let's say if somebody was like trying you out, somebody phoned you up on your program, just wanting to have a laugh. Okay, let's see what Jenel says to me. Has it happened?
Yeah.
And then do you catch them out?
I've laid into them really heavy.
Really?
And I've told them what lies, what they're wearing at the time, what's happened, the person next to them who have lied to them. And it's like, I've done that on the program, on live TV. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't like being tried out. Because a lot of people know who I am.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm well known here because of what I do. And in certain bodies, job-wise things.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't go into certain things. I'm known, and people know I'm not a fraud, So it's like I don't have to prove myself anymore. But at the beginning, yes, I did have to prove myself.
The reason why I'm asking is that years ago, my sister, she went to a fortune teller, a famous one in Gazi years ago, and my mum went with her as well. Now my mum is like me and a non-believer, and they went to the room, and the first thing the lady said was, "You don't believe, can you please leave the room?" And this was obviously not, I don't know whether she's similar to you or what she was using. I think she was doing something else. I think it was a coffee cup reading, but she immediately said to my mum, "You're not a believer, and I would not like you, could you please leave the room while I do your reading for your daughter?" Are you like that as well? Would you, if let's say two people came together and one is like,
No, because everyone has their opinions, and you have to respect that.
Yeah.
But I don't do a reading for two people. I only do one-to-one.
Yeah.
I won't allow another person in the reading because I can sense them.
Yeah.
And I can sense things about them. So for me not to get confused, once I go into a reading, I don't have anyone in the room doing a proper reading.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you have to respect other people's opinion. So. No, I won't say go away. It's like that if you don't believe me, then that's your opinion. That's it.
Would you say that a lot of the people who come to you, I mean, I'm being very sort of sexist here, but are they like young girls who want to say, will I fall in love, or who's going to be my, or not necessarily, or is it a mixture of everyone in the community?
Yeah.
Would I be surprised about some of the people who come to see you?
Yes, female and male.
Really?
Yes.
Men are interested as well in this?
Yes.
More so than women, do you think, maybe? Or they wouldn't like to admit it?
I'd say, obviously, there is a lot of it is women, but I have a lot of men clients.
Really?
Yeah.
But, I mean, not revealing too much, but what would a man like to share or like to learn? What would they ask? Let's say you had the tarot cards out, and I'm coming to you. I might come to you just to ask generally how things are, or my health, let's say.
Okay.
Or what are the questions that a man would ask?
Obviously, if it's work-wise, a lot of them are under pressure if they've got their own businesses.
Yeah.
A lot of them have got their own businesses, and they're having financial difficulties. What month will they come out of it? Is it a good idea to put more money into certain thing or not? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, people, somebody who's supporting their family, that kind of thing.
And women in general, what are they more interested in?
Most common question is my husband cheating on me.
Really?
Yeah. One of the most.
And then, and you can feel it.
Men ask the same thing as well.
Yeah, is my wife cheating on me? And then if you see it, you say, well, unfortunately, actually, he is.
If it's there.
If it's there.
If it's there.
You don't beat about the bush.
If that person I feel is recently, I can't tell you the people I see because it's unprofessional.
Yeah, of course.
But recently there was somebody who was suicidal, and I sensed that straight away, so I chose not to tell them.
Over this particular situation?
Yeah. And I could see that this person had actually tried it before as well.
Yeah.
So I chose to protect that person by not telling them.
It's a lot of weight on your shoulders when you think about it. When you think about what people are coming to you for, very serious. I mean, we all take it lightly, and the coffee cup is probably read by hundreds of people, hundreds of times throughout the day. I mean, everyone is like, drinking, straight, turn it over, drinking, turn it over. Yeah. Yours is more serious, and yours is a gift that is, not to be sniffed at.
But when I do the tarot cards as well, I say to whoever's come that day, or who I go to, because I go to people. I'm not in one particular area. I go to people. I say, if I've looked at your tarot cards that day, I don't want you looking at any more like coffee cups on him that particular day. 24 hours later, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because my energies are different from everybody else's.
Yeah.
So what I've used around you, I don't want it to be harmful. I don't want you to turn over anything else.
And then, so they obviously listen to what you're saying. They don't have their coffee cup.
So.
Yeah, we'll hope so. don't want to tempt fate. Don't want to break. Do you ever come across? I mean, some people believe in curses, like, oh, you've been cursed by somebody, and that's why you've got. Let's say I come to you and I say, well, I've got a lot of bad luck, Jenel. You know, I'm unlucky in love, unlucky in business, I'm losing money.
Yes.
You know, and then you might. Do you ever go around and say, well, actually, back in this time of your life, somebody cursed you?
Yeah.
Can you see that as well?
I can see it.
And
for example, your cameraman earlier on today, well, he's not in here at the moment.
Yeah.
On him there is.
Really?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And he has pressure on his right eye. He gets headaches, what hits him in the eye. Sleep pattern, he goes to sleep every 2 to 3 hours. He sleeps, wakes up. When he first gets out of bed, his feet hurt.
When you say the cameraman, was it the guy who took our photograph? Not my director, not the guy who took the photograph of us.
One with the beard.
Long beard like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who took our photograph. Yeah, that's my director, Talmach. Talmach, are you listening? I hope he's listening. He's listening to us at the moment. But so that's very interesting, and you can repeat that to him when we leave the show. But so you can pick up things from people, and you can see if there is, let's say there's a bad energy or a bad curse.
Yeah.
Do you then say to a person, well, I can help you remove that curse?
It can be broken, yes, it can be. For me, it's easy because I have those ability to go into certain things. And it's not with religion. A lot of people think, is it with religion that you can break something?
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with it.
Nothing. I don't want to go into too much about this because it's very, very...
It's a dark area.
It's a dark area, and I don't want to assume things, because I'm not an expert on this, you are. I don't want people to start phoning up and saying, well, John, what a load of rubbish you're saying. But because I'm asking, because I'm inquisitive about this situation, do you not think that it's wrong for somebody to put a curse on somebody else? If I said to you, Jenel, I really hate that person, can you curse that person?
I can understand what you're saying.
Is that right? Should we use it in a dark way?
Like in a Turkish word, the word's büyü.
Yeah, büyü.
Okay, but people automatically always think as a curse, bad things. There's really good ones out there, what really help people as well. But it's the same name.
Yeah, okay, but I'm saying in a negative way.
Negative way, of course it's wrong. You're affecting that person's life. You're putting that person in depression.
Or is there a word
going forward?
Yeah. Or is there a wording in such a way that, let's say, somebody's getting married, and the mother-in-law
it happens.
Says, well, you know, I want them to be happy, the new couple, but if ever that woman leaves my son, may she never be happy again in a relationship. It's a way that it's worded. She's not cursing, but she's also, it's not a bad thing, but she's trying to put something negative onto that person if something goes wrong in the future.
It's a similar kind of thing, yes. There is those kind of things going on, there is. As a lot of mother-in-laws don't like their daughter-in-law and don't want that relationship to go forward. There's that side of things as well.
Yeah, or, you know, separate them.
Yes, that's a definite yes. That happens a lot.
It happens a lot.
Like 90% of the time.
Oh my God. Moving on now to a positive thing.
Yeah.
You've actually helped doctors, haven't you, before? There was one story that you were telling Denise on the radio that you can reveal because it was in the paper about a young boy who was involved in accidents.
Yeah.
Can you share us that story, please?
He was 4 at the time, and he was knocked over by a big lorry. He was in a coma. His family called me in because he was in a coma. The doctor said they didn't think he was going to wake up for at least a month. And when he woke up, they thought he was going to be brain dead, basically. He wouldn't be able to see, talk, maybe not walk. They actually did say to him they felt because of the brain damage in the front of the front area of the head, he wasn't going to be able to walk and use his hand. That's what they could see. But the family called me in. So I secretly went in first, but then obviously the doctor learned about me and then called me in.
Yeah.
The energies at that child, I changed around them, and I said, no, he is going to wake up after like 4 to 5 days. The time limits I gave them, he woke up on that particular day.
Yeah.
I said to him, the doctor said he wouldn't see again. I said to him, no, in 7 days' time, he will see. 7th day, he started to see.
Wow.
I said to him, he will talk. They said he wouldn't be able to talk again. I said, he will talk, but with a lisp first. But with therapy, he will be able to go forward.
Yeah.
The time limit I gave them, everything, it happened. He couldn't walk, but I said to him, he will be able to, and his hand, obviously there's been problems with the hand, but he will be able to use it again. This boy now runs around, and like they go, every time the mum sees me, she comes up, if she sees me out, she'll come and cuddle me, kiss me, like.
But you were actually invited by the family, weren't you?
Yeah, the family called me.
I mean, we don't want people to assume that you just walk off the street and start going and treating other people.
Called me.
Yeah, but you were called in by the family at this desperate time, which is a normal thing that, you know.
They thought he was going to die.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, you know, this is like the last resort, last chance. Please, you know, help us, and you help them.
Yeah. The only reason I'm talking about it today is because it came out in the magazines, it came out in the newspaper. So that's the only reason I'm talking about it today.
Otherwise, you would not normally talk about any personal or any confidential patients or anything like that at all. That's not what we're here for. Speaking about yourself, interestingly enough, you've gone through an operation.
Yes.
You are very beautiful and lovely.
Thank you.
Although you said to me that you've lost a lot of weight. I can't believe that, you know, the amount of weight you've lost. But
I'm still big. I was 166 kilos.
And you're now down to
120.
20, so
because I had a gastric sleeve done.
Gastric sleeve.
By
Tell us the doctor.
Dr. Varol Esatoğlu in Guinea. Brilliant doctor, very like hands-on, really professional, but his aftercare is brilliant.
Did you, before you went to him, before you had this gastric sleeve done, did you think to yourself, let me focus on myself, am I doing the right thing?
No.
Is either you didn't give yourself any therapy at all in that respect?
No, I just knew that this is the time I've got to do it, and like, he said to me, I want this, this and this done, and I got everything within like 12 hours. I went and done it, and that's when he knew I was serious.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, we're doing this, and like straight in.
So now you've only got 20% of your stomach left. You obviously have smaller portions because you can't eat much.
Hardly anything.
Because, you know, it's so small. Has that changed your attitude to life? In a way, I mean,
it has, because at first I used to get angry a bit though, thinking I really fancy that, but I can't have it. But also I'm thinking I've gone through all this, I don't want to go back to where I was.
Yeah.
But I've also noticed the amount of portions people eat, which I wasn't. I mean, I didn't overeat. I used to eat once a day, but I used to eat a big plate of food.
Yeah.
But now when you go out, I notice how much food people eat. I think, oh my God.
Mounds of food.
Yeah. It really, like, I'm thinking, really, you never used to notice it before, but now, obviously because I've had this done, just notice everything.
Yeah.
But I don't regret it.
No regrets.
No.
You're looking very good.
Thank you.
But I know that you still got a target weight.
I've still got a long way to go.
But
I want to get down to about 75 kilos.
But is it in this stage of your life, before you reach the age of 50, that you thought to yourself, if I do it now, I'll do it now? Otherwise, if I keep putting it off, maybe you might get more serious health issues popping up.
I didn't have any health issues at all. None.
That's good.
And like even internal goods, they have a look at those as well. I didn't have anything. But I just felt I'm fed up. You know, here in England, you see overweight people. Here, people stare at you in your own way. They do stare at you and make it very obvious that they're staring at you. I used to get uncomfortable and I used to get annoyed. Like, why are you looking at me?
Yeah.
I mean, you've never seen. But then also, it's difficult to find big size clothes here. What are modern? Everything's like for old women.
Yeah, a bit frumpy.
I just got really fed up with it, and I thought, no, I just want to like, that's it. I want to go into any shop that I want and just pick up something off the hanger and it'll fit me.
Well, you're looking very good. I congratulate you on that, and I hope that you continue your success.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you'll keep in contact with us. But you are beautiful as you are. You're on television. You're confident as you are. Look at me. I'm small. I've got vitiligo on my face. I'm on TV as well. So I think in North Cyprus there's also a place for everyone, everywhere. If you've got the willpower to do it, you can do it. I think.
Yes.
So I think you're beautiful as you are, Jenel.
Thank you so much.
But it was a pleasure to speak with you. We can carry on for hours. I know that I had to cut you and Denise off in the interview because it went on for so long. But you are a beautiful lady, a great, interesting person.
Thank you.
I wish you the best for your TV program still on a local TV channel here, a private TV channel in North Cyprus. And people can find you on your Facebook page, which is Jenel Formosa. And actually, I didn't know.
It says medium in brackets.
Medium in brackets. But I asked you about your surname Formosa, and it's actually, you are married to a Maltese.
Yeah, my husband's Maltese. He was born and brought up in England as well. He's a Londoner as well, but he's Maltese.
And he's here now?
Yeah, he's here as
so
well.
So from one island, from Malta to Cyprus?
Well, he was brought up.
Yeah, like you, but like I'm saying...
He adapted here much quicker than I did, and I'm the one that wanted to come back.
But a big hello to your husband. What's his name?
Manuel,
Manny.
Nickname Manny.
And your children's name are?
Yeah, Cameron, Erin and Perry.
Very nice. Okay, so guys...
can I just say hello as well to Zishan Kalademir Piazza Mausa. He's my daughter's very serious with him.
Okay, that's good. That's nice. So extended family now as well.
Extended family.
So look out for Jenel Formosa with medium in the brackets as well.
And Instagram, medium. Jenel.
And also on Instagram, if you're on social media, find Jenel, and she might even say things to you that you never knew about yourself. Like, I didn't know some of the things that she said to other people. It's amazing. You're very talented, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the programme.
You're more than welcome. Hopefully, come back again soon.
Okay, you're going to come to mine as well now?
Well, mate, why not? Why not? If you invite me one day.
Okay.
But thank you very much and good luck.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
And with that, we've come to the end of a couple of conversations for this week. Very interesting chatting with Jenel Formosa, medium. Hope you enjoyed the programme. Until next time we meet in the blue studios of BRTK, or the wonderful studios of BRTK in Lefkosha, take care and go well. Bye-bye.